What is up, YouTube? So basically the setup on this has not changed one bit since the quarantine happened, obviously. Taillights, I still love them. They look a little dim right now. They are on in person. They look a little bit brighter than it does in the video. But, you know, you can still see them in the day pretty good. Just camera angles. And as you guys can see, they are red. But when you get close, that's probably why I was seeing the orange in some of the camera angles at night, especially. But yeah, so blacked out the trim, made it look a little bit nicer. So the taillights make the car look modern already. I do have LED reflector bumper lights, and they're off right now because I procrastinate and I have not hooked them up to the new taillights like I said I was going to, but that's besides the point. Oops, let me try to zoom out real quick. 2017 Acura ILX 17-inch end key wheels. They're super light, so I'm not going to change those for a while. And modernized look with the new Acura wheel, so I mean that looks pretty much factory, which I like, but new, you know. Alright, and do have the Mugen visors. Well, the Mugen ones are actually only $200 and something. Those were 50-ish, I think. And the only thing I did not like about the Mugen is that they look like a brownish color as opposed to the black. So I wouldn't have minded getting the real Mugen, just that, you know, the black looks better, and I wouldn't want to like spray paint real Mugen parts, because then that'll just destroy its value, so there's no point in that. So anyway, that was my little rant for those. I have, well, as you guys can see, that they're on right now, the LED strip headlights. So these already come factory with HIDs, so they're already pretty well off. A lot of people change them to LEDs. For right now, I do prefer HID, simply because they last a little bit longer than any LED that I've put on any car, basically. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn those off just so you can see the difference between on and off. Oh, while we're in the car, actually, I'm just gonna show you the double din. So let me turn on the car, actually. So as you guys can see, this is a very well used car, road tripped pretty much everywhere before it got to me. The owner showed me pictures and stuff of everything that went on. Try to get some light out of here. All right, so this is the double din. I do have several videos of this. This is going to be the climate control, for any of you wondering where the buttons are. And I also have a dash camera, which is right here. In the apps, as you guys can see, you can download a bunch of apps. So what I see, what the camera sees, and it looks a little bit better on the camera, but since I'm recording, it looks a little off. And I also do have, oops, a reverse camera. So that's what's behind me. So that's my main liking of this, and the fact that I can have my beautiful princess, my fiance, on my stereo at all times. Android Auto, because it is an Android, so it's easier to do. Navigation and all that fun stuff. Car scanner especially, so I can basically diagnose my car with the stereo itself. I don't need to take out my phone, do none of that. I can do it on the car, delete fault codes, which it does not have. I am going to do an oil change because it needs it, of course. I'm gonna turn off the lights. Let me just show you guys one more time. Oh, while we're at the wheels, I forgot to mention drilled slotted rotors and just ceramic brake pads. Carbon ceramic brake pads. I don't really know the difference, but anyway, I do have it a little offset from the middle, because the middle is where this guy is, and I tried to put it as far away so it wasn't too noticeable. But as you guys can see, it's a little offset from the middle, but I have wiring videos of all that too. But the camera looks pretty sick, and all that. Of course, the car does need a little bit of TLC. It's pollen all over, and it has been sitting for a while. But even though I washed it like a week ago, I drive it to my fiance's house when I can, and when I can't, I took the Element, because I had an issue with the HID, so I couldn't drive it at night. So I was driving the Element more often than this guy. But it's back. Got the HID all fixed up. Should have made a video on it, but you gotta rip apart the entire bumper. Well, you don't have to for the HID, but for the ballast, which was the problem. If you want to swap just the bulbs, that's easy. But yeah, so this is the back. It's also gel solid rotor, so all the way around. What I like about the TSX is that it's pretty modern. So it's got the LED orange turn signals on the mirrors. They are also heated mirrors, also heated seats, power mirrors. Well, pretty much any car in this area would be power mirrors. So yeah, power heated mirrors, so that's already modernized there. Sunroof, of course, it's somewhat of a luxury car. I did swap these into LEDs. As you can see, my problem with LEDs is that sometimes they work and sometimes they won't, because this one's on, and it's weird that this one doesn't turn on. When I have the regular bulbs, they also turn on. So I don't know what's up with that, but as you can see, it works. So I don't know what kind of power problem that has. Anyway, so yeah, this thing's pretty much loaded. Oh, the steering wheel controllers do work with the stereo. For anybody that have already seen my videos, you guys already know that. So steering wheel controls. So for an 05, this car was not too bad off. This definitely made it feel and look more modern than it actually is. But I mean, for an 05, it's pretty good. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty good for an 05. I love the interior of this car, especially the trim and all of it. So did get LEDs on that, and I do have a subwoofer that helped me make it a little bit more modern, a little bit, just more better sound. I also have speakers, the back speakers. So there's my backup camera. Kind of do have a mess back here, and as you can see, these are the wires that I was talking about. Don't worry, they don't get power, so I don't mind them not being taped together. Yeah, there's my subwoofer, my amp, and my JBL speakers. They're somewhere. Oh, they're right here. Yeah, there you go. Upgraded those speakers. I have videos on pretty much all of this. I did plan on installing this, but then I found the bottom light, so if I install this, that'll just be a little bit too tacky, so I might put this on the Element whenever I decide to do that. These are the LEDs. So I kind of separated them because I noticed that they were getting way too hot. As you guys can see, it even melted the sticky part, and I still haven't relocated them somewhere where it's clean, but you know, my trunk's a mess anyway, so I'm not gonna bother with that too much. But yeah, those turn on. I have videos of that too, for those of you that want to, you know, do the work. I was basically thinking getting Mugen side skirts, a Mugen rear lip, but not the Mugen front bumper. I did like a different bumper. I think it was the A-Spec, and I did want to get an A-Spec full kit, but like as you guys can see, I need to paint this car. So if I get all of those parts, this thing's getting a full respray. This was a rattle can job, as you guys can see down here, all of the sun fade and all that stuff. So it was basically just covered over, and you guys can even see this was white, and over here it's blue. So they basically just painted over, this, and yeah. So that is basically my take on modernizing the TSX, the fog lights work when they want to, which is funny. Either this one turns on or that one turns on. Both bulbs work on this side, both bulbs work on that side, so it's not a bulb issue. Both of the bulbs work. It's more of a power issue. When I unplug that one, this one turns on, and when I unplug this one, that one turns on. So it doesn't make any sense, and I'm just done dealing with it. I'm probably going to switch it to an HID kit anyway. It does have the stocks. But yeah, projectors, very important. If you do HID upgrades to any car, these come obviously stock with projectors. Some people say that this projector that these headlights come with are trash or something like that. I don't know if I have, well, I do have bad eyes, I wear glasses, but I can't tell much of a difference. My only like complaint about these is that it's like a little bit of a washed color, if that makes sense. So from a far distance, it looks like a sun glare where it's one color and then another color and then back to the same other color, so it's like a green dash. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, I get what they're saying, but it's not bad. Like, it's not horrible that you can't live with it. You can kind of tell, kind of like the color, and I don't know much about projectors, so I'm not gonna go with that. So yeah, this is my TSX 05, made to look and feel like a newer car than it actually is, probably like around 2015 or something like that. Before the video ends, actually, I do, and I am gonna do an oil change right now. I do want feedback on what you guys think the next mod should be. A lot of people are saying wheels, and like I said, these are Enkei wheels, factory OEM, making it look a little bit more modern. I do want to get real wheels, but real wheels are, you know, a bit of a saving kind of thing. I did want to get air suspension, so that's also on the list of wants. So wheels and suspension, they're in the works. Just anything else before I get to the wheels and suspension, because I know the wheels and suspension will change the car forever, but I've always done wheel and suspension first and then completely forgot about everything else. So I'm doing everything else first this time around, and then wheels and suspension. So I was also thinking of doing a turbo diesel swap on this. For many of you that don't know, there are turbo diesel Honda Accords Euro. They only sold them in Europe. I don't even think they sold them in Japan that much, but I've only seen them in Europe. They're manual, 5 speeds. They're called Honda Accords, which is, you know, funny because some of them do come with like USA Honda Accord dashes and everything, which is kind of weird. But, you know, so if you ever want to do a right-hand drive conversion to your Honda Accord, use the TSX, because I'm almost certain that they're completely universal and swap over, including if you want to do a V6 swap on the TSX, the Accord cradle fits perfectly into the TSX engine bay because they're both K-Series, so there's no reason why the J-Series should not fit on the TSX, and I'm pretty sure that's how people do the J-Series swap. Anyway, the diesel swap that I'm talking about, I have found an engine, computer, and pretty much everything else for the car, and that's just something in the works. But turbo diesel sounds sick, and especially right now, that this car would get about 70 miles per gallon. I think that'd be pretty sick for that. And then tuning a turbo diesel would be a lot more fun than trying to turbo an NA, because I don't know, I feel like with the turbo already there, it would make it a little bit more easy to tune and build a diesel. I know that the diesel probably doesn't have any support. It's all going to be custom, but that's just my take on it. So yeah, leave your feedback on the car. Let me know what you think I should do next. And of course, paint is definitely one of my bigger plans for this car as well. So don't worry about the paint yet. I will get there. I do want to retint the windows just because it's a little bit of an old tint. It's probably from the factory in 05, so I do want to retint it. Just anything else to do with the car. I got a couple of things that I do already want to do, but that's all in the works. I'm gonna do my oil change now, and I'm probably gonna make a video on it too. So keep your eyes posted for that, and let me know what I should do next. Thank you guys for watching.